Welcome back to another video. Guys, I'm outside. It's an interesting day. The fog is thick, but the sun is breaking through, and it's getting warm and toasty if you're in the sun. It's about almost 9 a.m. on Thursday the 25th, and this morning I posted a video which I created last night called Any Three Digits, and it was about, this thing you can try where you literally just type in any three-digit number and followed by the phrase new cases into Google or even DuckDuckGo, and you will get an article talking about a location on the planet that has that exact number of new cases, and it works with any number. So 100 to 999. In fact, it works with some two-digit numbers too. Accidentally typed 57 and I got an article. So they've basically done I don't know, people seem to think that this is a coincidence, and it just happens to be that has been the case in a number of random locations, but the whole thing with 999 seems very unlikely. That number is usually almost always rounded to 1,000 in any situation. And then, of course, I tried 666, and I got that as well, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about a little concept, a little self-improvement concept, in fact, that I call, and I didn't create this, but it's called playing the tape forward. And why am I talking about this? Well, when I uploaded that video, I don't know if any of you guys got it. One person got it, and maybe some of you did as well. The music I used, I sat there for about an hour trying to figure out what would be a good classically themed track to play with this that's dark and ominous. And I came to the conclusion that the Dark Souls 2 soundtrack would be good for that. And so that's what I did. And not the soundtrack, but just the title song. Like when you first go into that game, you push start, you get like a music that starts playing, and that's what I used for the video. But what do you think that did to me? Started getting me thinking about gaming, which I haven't done for over 2 months now or something. I can't even remember how long it's been, at least 7 weeks. I haven't touched a video game. And when I started listening to that track in my head, I started becoming very nostalgic on Dark Souls, all of them. That is hands down probably my favorite game franchise ever. Right there next to Legend of Zelda and the Ocarina of Time, which is the Nintendo 64 Zelda that came out in 1998 that I've beaten 25 plus times all the way through on multiple different platforms now. But the Dark Souls series is my hands down favorite, and I mean all of them. 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, which was exclusive to PS4 and PS3, and then I didn't actually go very far in Demon Souls, and I never played Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, basically because it never goes on sale. I've been waiting for it to go on, or I was waiting for it to go on sale, and it never did because I guess it's really that good. But the concept I'm talking about, playing the tape forward, is a self-improvement or self-help tip that you can use to overcome and battle addiction, particularly when you are feeling like you're going to relapse on something. And I'm using this for video games, but you can use this for anything. Marijuana, other drugs, cocaine, crack, pornography, you name it. Something that you're addicted to. You can play the tape forward in your mind. What do I mean by that? So let's just say this. Let's just say, I'll just tell you what I did yesterday. I literally had this urge to boot up Steam, which I've kept closed for months now, and just open up Dark Souls 2, whip out my controller, and just start going through my campaign that I have saved. And I basically played the tape forward in my head. And that was like this. So I just imagined doing this. I imagined going through with it. And then estimating or just imagining what would happen once I started doing that and how the cycle would repeat again. So what does that look like? So it means that in my imagination, I did go through with it and I did start playing Dark Souls 2. And then I played it again the next night, and then I played it again the next night, and then my girlfriend said, "Why are you playing that game? I thought you were done with video games." And she said, "Man, you've been playing a lot lately. You really are an addict." And then I just played it for another month, and then I played it for another month after that. And then my friend saw me back on Steam, and we started playing Rocket League, and we started playing everything. And then before you know it, I'm full-blown game addict again, thinking about gaming all the time, gaming with all my free time, and not doing anything productive, not reading awesome fiction and nonfiction books, not making YouTube videos because I want to game. So I played the tape for it in my mind, and then I came back to reality and said, yeah, I'm cool off that. I do not want to do that. So I did not play Dark Souls 2. I played the tape for it in my mind. I saw that timeline of events, and then I didn't do it. But this works for everything. So if you are addicted to, like I did the same thing when I tried quitting marijuana, by the way. I played the tape forward in my mind. I thought about, well, if I just take that one smoke, what's going to happen? Oh, I'm going to smoke later that day. I'm going to smoke the next day. I'm going to start smoking to help me fall asleep. I'm going to start smoking first thing when I wake up because those pens are so accessible and stealth. I'm going to be high all day, every day, and it probably take me 3 days from the moment I start smoking. So you play that tape forward in your mind. You envision the timeline of events, the timeline that you create by taking a certain action or making a certain choice, and then you come back to reality. You acknowledge the timeline as being very likely and probable, and then you don't do it. But you see the future or assess the future to help you prevent that. Same thing with porn. Let's just say you haven't watched porn in 3 months. You've been really good about sleeping with your wife only or being celibate or whatever. And you decide, man, there's some hot ladies on the internet right now. There's some hot pixels I could be looking at. You play that tape forward. Yep. You'll in the timeline of events, you'll go through with it. And then what? 6 hours later, you're going to do it again. And then 6 hours later, you're going to do it again. And before you know it, by the end of the day, you've jizzed out 3 or 4 different times into a Kleenex, looking at pixels, making you feel guilty and sinful every single time. But if you just played the timeline in your head, you never went through with those actions. And you can just see what you would have done and be glad that you didn't do it. Playing the tape forward is a super cool concept about envisioning your addictive path if you choose to relapse on anything. You have to know and admit right off the bat that you know it will not be a one-time thing. If you're an addict, like I am, gaming, watching pornography, or smoking weed will not be a single-use event. It'll always be a chain of events that continues and goes further and further. So you've got to play that tape forward. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I just figured I'd do a quick video on it considering I just did this. I literally felt a strong urge. Like the gaming music always gets me, guys. When I hear good music from a video game that I love, I get very nostalgic and I want to immerse myself and escape into that fantasy world of whatever game that is. But I got to play the tape forward. There's no way I would play Dark Souls 2 for 1 hour and stop. That game is never ending. I've never ever come close to doing all the possible combination of builds you can do in that RPG. It'll never end. So we play the tape forward. I hope that was super helpful. If you like this kind of content, feel free to share. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Like the content. Follow me on Social Galactic, guys. I want to see more of you guys over on Social Galactic. That is my favorite of all the social networks. See you guys. Have a good day.